Hello student, myself Professor Rushali Tapde from ICEEM Engineering College. Now today we will discuss about the selection sort. What is the selection sort? Then we discuss about the algorithm of selection sort. Then we discuss how to solve example with the help of selection sort. Then we see how to write the program for the selection sort, then advantages as well as the disadvantages of the selection sort. Then we see what is the time complexity that is required for the selection sort, and how this time complexity decided for the selection sort. Before that we will discuss, we in just 5 minutes we revise whatever we have learned till now, that is what is the sorting technique, then what are the different types of sorting, and in the last lecture we have discussed about the bubble sort. So what is the sorting? Sorting is a process of arranging the data either in ascending or descending order, or we can say either in a numerical or in a alphabetical order. That is called as a sorting. Now there are two sorting is classified as a internal sorting and external sorting. If the sorting is performed on the data which is present in the main memory, then it is called as a internal sorting. Whereas if the sorting is performed on the data which is present on the secondary memory, then it is called as a external sorting. So these are the classification of your sorting techniques. Now the different types of sortings are bubble sort, selection sort, insertion sort, then you can say merge sort, quick sort, radix sort. There are various types of sortings are available, out of which in the last lecture we have covered about the bubble sort. Now what is a bubble sort? Bubble sort is a sorting technique in which it will sort the data by comparing to adjacent element, and if necessary as per your logic you can swap them. Okay, in this way the bubble sort will sort the whole data. Now the total amount of time that is required by the bubble sort is nothing but a O of n square. That is whatever the number of elements you have, you require O of n square, because in each pass it will compare that many elements, okay, for sorting that data. So the total amount of time that is required by the bubble sort is nothing but a O of n square. Now regarding the bubble sort, it is very simple sorting technique and it does not require any additional data structure for the sorting purpose. Whatever the data structure you have given to sort that, it is enough for the bubble sort. And regarding the bubble sort, we can say what are the disadvantage, that is the amount of time that is taken by the bubble sort is one of the biggest disadvantage of your bubble sort, because sometimes even though data is in a sorted form, till it required the same amount of time for sorting. Okay, so this is what we have revised about the bubble sort. Now in this lecture we will see what is the selection sort. Now again the selection sort is one of the easiest sorting technique. In this sort, data arranged in a ascending order. By default in the selection sort, data is arranged in a ascending order because you are comparing the 0th element with the remaining element of your array. Okay, and you will try to find out whether there is any smallest element is present inside your array which is smaller than this 0th element which you are comparing. If it is found, then what you have to do, you have to take that smallest element at the 0th position and swap this 0th element at the position of this smallest element. Okay, so in this way it will compare 0th element with all the remaining element of your array, and if you found that this 0th element is greater than that remaining element, you will interchange it. In this way it will select one by one the smallest element and place it at their proper position. That means from the given array it will select the first smallest element, placed it at the first position, then it will select the second smallest element and placed it at the second position, third smallest element, placed it at the third position. In this way it will select the smallest element from the given array and place them at their proper position. That's why it is called as a selection sort. Okay, so the total number of comparisons that required by the selection sort is nothing but proportional to the n square, because in each pass it will compare, it will try to find out whether there is any smallest element is available and kept it at their proper position. So in each pass it required that many comparisons, so the number of comparisons are proportional to n square. Now in this sorting, the first smaller element is selected as I said, and they are placed at their proper position. By selecting the smallest element and placing them at their proper position, that's why it is called as a selection sort. Now this is the algorithm for the selection sort. With the help of this algorithm we can solve the example, as well as this algorithm help us to write a program for the selection sort. What we required, what we supply to the selection sort is nothing but an array with the n number of elements. Here we are taking two temporary variable, one is a minimum and another is a temporary variable. Okay, so now here we are using two for loop. The outer for loop, this I for loop is for the number of passes, whereas this inner for loop is for the comparison purpose, whether there is any smallest element is available. Now here what we are doing, we are taking the first element in our minimum variable. Whatever the first variable, we are considering that we don't know whether there is any minimum variable available inside our array. So what we consider the first element of our array is a minimum one. So we take that value and set them as a minimum. Then in the jth for loop, what we are doing, we are started with the I plus 1. That means we are started with now second element. Already we have the first element in our hand, which we consider as a minimum element. So we are started with the I plus 1, that is a second variable till the remaining element of your array. Then we check whether a of j is smaller than the minimum. If a of j is smaller than the minimum, if we found that the value of a of j is smaller than the minimum, then what we have to do, we take that value inside our minimum, because we need to find the minimum variable. So if we found that value at the a of j is minimum, then we take that value and set it in our minimum variable. Now we are taking that value and setting in our minimum variable, so we need to take the position, because when we want to swap the value of the 0th variable or first variable, we need the position where we find that minimum variable. So we take that position, that is this jth position, and we store it in a x variable. Okay, so in this way, when we find this loop is used for finding the minimum value from the remaining element. Okay, so once we find the minimum value, what in the next step what we have to check, now we check whether our first element, that is a of I, is greater than now the minimum element. In the from second to the last element, we find some minimum value. We check whether the a of I is greater than minimum, that minimum value. If a of I is greater than that minimum value, then what we have to do, we use the swap logic. Here we are using the swap logic. What we are doing, we are taking that value of a of I into the temporary variable, then that minimum value at the position of the a of I, and whatever the position we find, where we find that minimum element, we store at that position our temporary value. In this way we perform the swapping, and in this way we are selecting one by one smallest element from the remaining array and place them at their proper position inside the array. In this way the selection sort works. Now here we are taking one example where we have the sixth element in our array. First is a 23, second is 78, third is a 45, then 8, then 32, and then 56. So in this way we have a total 6 element inside our array. So we will see how to perform the selection sort on this array. Now here this is our original list which is unsorted. Okay, now we are considering the first element, that is a 23, and try to check whether there is any smallest element are available from second element to the remaining element, that is 78 to 56. We try to check whether there is any smallest element are available inside the given array. So we find that the element 8 is smaller than the 23. Okay, from the remaining element, what we have to find, the element which is smaller than the first element. Okay, so here we are finding that the element 8 is smaller than the element 23. So we here perform the swapping. What we have to do, we take the 8 at the 23rd position and 23rd at the 8th position. So we get the first element in a sorted order at their proper position. First smallest element at the first position inside our array. So after pass 1, we get one element in a sorted order. So in the second pass, now we are comparing the second element, that is the 78, with the remaining element, and try to find whether there is any element which are smaller than the 78. So after the 78, that is from the 45 to 56, we are trying to compare whether there is any smallest elements are remains which are smaller than the 78. 78. So we find that there is a 23 which is smaller than the 78. So we swap these two elements. 78 goes at the place of 23 and 23 goes at the place of 78. Okay. So after the second pass we get two elements at their proper position. Okay. So we get the second smallest element at the second position after the second pass. Now then we compare the third element of our array with the remaining element in a third pass. So we here we found that the 32 is smaller than the 42, so we need to swap them. So we swap 45 and 32. So 32 comes at the place of 45 and 45 goes at the place of 32. So after the third pass we get three element at their proper position, that is the third smallest element at the third position of our array. Okay. So in the fourth pass what we have to do, we have to check whether any element is smaller than the 78. Okay, we have now only three elements in our hand, so one element for the comparison, and we check whether any element is smaller, remaining two elements, any element is smaller than the 78. So here we found that 45 is smaller than the 78, so we need to swap them again. So after pass 3 we after pass 4 we get the fourth element at their proper position. So fourth smallest element at their fourth position. Then we check whether now we have only two elements in our hand, so we check whether 78 is smaller than the 56. Yes, 78 is smaller than 56, so we need to swap them. So 56 come at the 78th position and 78 goes at the 56th position. Okay, so we swap them and we get the fifth element at their proper position. Now there is no elements remain to compare, so we found our whole arrays get sorted. So the number of passes which is performed for the selection sort in order to sort the given array is nothing but the n minus 1. Total we have the 6 elements, that is n equals to 6. So number of passes that are performed is nothing but n minus 1, that is 6 minus 1, that is equals to 5. So total passes performed are the 5, and after the pass 5 we get whole array as a sorted because we have a total number of 6 elements. In this way the selection sort works. Now how to write the program for the selection sort. Here I am showing you show you a program where how to write for the selection sort. Now here I am taking array of 100th element, then one temporary variable and one minimum variable. Now here I am asking the user enter the number of elements in an array, and then I am accepting the elements for my array. Once I have accepted the elements for my array and started with the whatever logic we have seen in the algorithm, same logic we are using here for applying the selection sort. What we are doing, this outer for loop is for the number of passes, then we set the minimum is equals to I, that we consider that the first element, that is the element which is present at the first position, is the minimum element, and then we have started the inner for loop which is used for the number of comparison with the second element j is equals to I plus 1. Already we have considered the first element as a minimum, so we have started with the second element. We check whether it is greater than the a of j, of minimum is greater than a of j. If yes, then we take the position of j in the minimum. So after comparison, after finding the minimum element, we check whether our minimum element is smaller than whatever the value we have in the a of I at that position. If it is that condition is true, then we perform the swap logic. After performing these two for loops, what we are doing here, we are print the sorted array. In this way the selection sort works. Now, how much time complexity is required by the selection sort? The time required by the selection sort is nothing but O of n square. Why O of n square? Because in each pass it need to compare that many elements. Okay, in each pass it need to compare the remaining elements for sorting or for selecting the smallest element. So the number of passes multiplied by the number of comparisons. So we required n into n minus 1, that is n square minus n. So we are taking the highest value, that is O of n square. So either for the best case, for the average case, or for the worst case, the time complexity required by the selection sort is nothing but O of n square. Now the advantages of the selection sort, same like a bubble sort. The advantages of the selection sort is that it is one of the simplest technique to sort the given array, and no additional data structure is required for sorting the given element. These are the advantages of the selection sort. Now what are the disadvantages of the selection sort? Since it is time consuming process for sorting the elements, so the exact total amount of time that is required by the selection sort is nothing but O of n square. So this technique is not sufficient efficient for the large amount of data. If you have a small amount of data, then definitely you can apply the selection sort for that data. But if you have a large amount of data, then this selection sort technique is not efficient for sorting that data. Because sometimes even though elements are in a sorted order, till the selection sort require perform all the passes to perform the sorting. So in this way, these are the disadvantages of the selection sort. Now here I want to tell you one thing. This is whatever the program we have seen. Here we are arranging the elements in a ascending order. If you want to arrange the data in a descending order, here you need to change your logic. Okay, simply you can say A of min is smaller than A of j. That means you want to select the largest element, and first you have to select the first largest element from the remaining element and place it at the first position, then the second largest element at the second position. In this way you need to only change this sign, okay, so that your data is get arranged in a descending order. I hope you will understood about the selection sort. What is a selection sort, how it will perform the sorting technique, why it is called as a selection sort. Then we have discussed about the algorithm. I hope you understood about the algorithm, how it will perform the sorting, and then we solve one example with the help of selection sort, and you will be able, I think you are able to understand how to write the program for the selection sort. All these concepts are clear to you. Thank you.